Good evening. An emotional night in Richmond as the community remembers a well-known and well-loved couple killed in a shooting.
Chris and Gracie Hager were staples in the community. They were killed in a shooting outside an apartment complex that they owned on Keystone Drive. Tonight, the Hager's church family at Eastside Community Church came together to grieve and process the loss.
They were amazing, amazing people, and they loved hard and they loved big. And I'm just so glad that I got to be a part of their life.
Every person is one phone call away from your life being upheaved.
That's right.
And your faith being tested. Well, in 15 days, we've had 2 of those calls. But I still believe that what God is doing is bigger than what I can see.
Yeah.
But I have to trust Him.
The pastor said the Wednesday service is usually a celebratory one, but with the loss and other tragedies in the community, they felt it was better to be together to mourn and remember the lives that left a lasting impact.
Tonight, Thomas Burrell is still in a medical facility with police watching over him. He's charged with the murders of Chris and Gracie Hager. We
have learned that he lived at the home where the shooting happened and that the Hagers owned that property. Victor Puente talked to a witness who saw the shooting and a warning. Some of the details are a bit graphic.
Deborah Fennell lives across the street from the driveway where 2 people were murdered yesterday afternoon. She told me there was no indication anything was wrong until she heard gunshots.
No argument, no nothing. You didn't hear even a vehicle sound. All of a sudden it's quiet, beautiful day, and out of the blue you hear pow, pow, and I ran to the door, and that's when the rest of it happened.
She told me she saw Thomas Burrell fire 2 shots into a pickup truck with a woman inside. She said at that point there was already a man on the ground. Richmond police said Christopher and Gracie Hager were the victims.
I guess when he thought that that person was dead, at first I didn't know if it was male or female, and eventually I saw. But then he turned. The guy that was on the concrete was saying, "Oh God, oh God, oh God," because he'd already been shot and he was on the ground. I guess he couldn't get up.
She told me before Burrell went back inside his home, he walked up to that man and shot him point blank.
When he was shooting that poor woman, he was taking the gun and pushing at it like this and shooting at the same time, like he couldn't kill her hard enough or something. He was vicious, and he was vicious when he turned around and shot the guy. The last blow that killed him, that made it completely silenced him.
Police said when they arrived, Burrell barricaded himself inside his home and eventually started a fire.
I stopped counting at 40. 40 times they asked him to come out with your hands up.
After a few hours, they took him into custody. Once he leaves a medical facility, he'll be taken to the Madison County Detention Center on 2 counts of murder, arson, and several other charges.
And he was not hurt. They went out of their way to step back and try to give him a wide berth. And they were a lot nicer about it than anybody else I would have ever seen.
Victor Puente for the Fox 56 10 o'clock news.
Police and fire investigators were back at the home today. Fennell says the neighbor who lived in the other part of that duplex was not home at the time of the fire, but says firefighters did have to rescue some of his pets.